Abuseni como o channel so how a G protect avenue podcast or salunya a trania make headline ne DB DB exumo na mesok say yanko political highways ni edem awunya enye asem koto akra na ye bawura aye Solomon Owusu asoye na watimi expose Assenso Boakye bantama MP awunya enye asem koto akra na ni nyina en say omu generate sika bi efri Ghana for say omu e de ekwa to cloud monitoring system unia mene okasai omo seconds kano sa infidie no omo anto mene okasai Solomon Owusu ajemre o TV3 na oboy nchimo meso say mo wura insimile.
World Bank claims it has into a simple matter of dredging of Odo. I have told you that the Odo, now if you were wild and gave the young boys around the circle area every 5 million Ghana, they would do that job.
On their own?
On their own, they would do it with this.
It's very deep. You need some sophisticated machines to be able to
engage them as
the Odo.
But they are the ones littering the place. Put them to work and you see that the whole place will be clean. You understand? We have expended all this money. Yet there is nothing concrete that you can lay claim to. So why wouldn't you suffer? Now, if we were to look at the side by side of the catchment area, what sort of properties are there? Are they not kiosks and so on? Yeah. What is so difficult in relocating those people? Meanwhile, we took money with a view of relocating all these people. What has happened to that? Now, my brother, that's why I warned my brother that he must not even go there. We were in the country that we were told by Assenso Boakye that they were going to have a system that we paid for it all. A system where when there is about to rain, it can tell you, Bella, that the area that you are is likely to flood. So be on the alert. Yesterday also, did you receive any alert? No. But we have been told by this, that this is the government that my brother wants to come and preach to me, that they did so well. So this morning he cannot come here and do politics. It will not go well for him.
Is that what they are doing if they are calling for the anti-flood task force to be probed? Is that what they're doing?
Well, what are you probing them for? You see, the whole business of setting up committees does not do anything for this country. The parliamentarians that were talking, well, you know, in this country, when they set up committee to probe into why they destroyed tables and chairs in parliament. Have you read the report? Why do we like this business of no? Where we have gotten to, they must not chip in politics. Because the citizens, if we have listened to those that have been affected by the flood, and now they are beginning to have impatience for politicians. Because they see that always you play with their minds. People are suffering to go and form committee to probe somebody.
To probe the task force. I mean, there was a job that was given to the task force. They were supposed to assess the situation and present a report to the president so that we know what to do moving forward to avoid floods.
You see, those task force, when they formed, I said it. That look, this problem is a pure engineering problem, together with corruption and indiscipline. Now, you cannot use social scientists to go and solve engineering problem. And the same way I saw my brother and his flag bearer yesterday walking on the rain, said they were going to assess. Social scientists, you are going to assess the impact of flooding. What knowledge? What are you going to write? This is a pure engineering problem, for Christ's sake. So we have the Ghana Institute of Engineers, we have the assemblies that must have engineers. They must be the ones, the Ministry of Works and Housing, they have the technocrats, they must be the ones that we must be asking.
Not the NADMO, board, for example. So let me give you the list of the members.
Yes.
We have the Minister of Water Resources,
yes.
Works and Housing.
Yes.
He's in. The Minister of Local Government is in there. We also have the National Security Coordinator, because it's a security matter.
Yes.
Right? So we have National Security Coordinator, Deputy Director General of NADMO is on there, and the Legal Counsel to the President, Madam Marietta Brew. She's on there as well.
You see, when we give titles, National Security Coordinator, what role does he have with engineering? National Security. So the National Security is so wild. Get the engineers to go and work. You see, when you go to a place like the United States, they have what we call FEMA. Federal Emergency Management Agency. It's pure technocrats. Our NADMO. You see, we don't do audit of these institutions. Go to NADMO. From the days of these people, who are those that are put there to man the NADMO? Every district or municipality or metropolitan, you go there, they say, oh, the organizer of a political party is the NADMO coordinator over there. You ask yourself what sort of experience that person has. So the over-politicization of very critical institutions, because whether we like it or not, we cannot take out natural occurrence. This flooding, can you control God? You know the mind of God. He will rain. But when it rains, is the reason why we know there will be a disaster. So we ourselves have put in place an organization that will be able to deal with it. And so that organization must be made up of professionals.
Okay.
Professionals that have the technical know-how. I saw what's the consequence of Zenato?
Yeah.
When the issue came, not more people were there. But it took the fishermen from the seashore to go and swim to get the people. Are they members of NADMO? The NADMO members were there, but they did not have that technical competence to be able to move to where exactly the action spot is. So this must rather, going forward, it's a lesson that we must learn that we need more of these technical guys. That fisherman that was able to dive, what prevents us from engaging them into the NADMO? You drop them, you give them modern day training. Now we saw the fire service. Their vehicles were unable to penetrate into the rain. It must also guide you so that a year by this time, we will not have a situation where the fire service will go there and say their cars cannot move through it. We go and procure, because we don't need any special grace to go into the open market and procure vehicles that are able to penetrate. Remember, Ghana does not lie in a very heavy or high rainfall zone.
Yes.
You understand? Those in the monsoon areas. It's terrible, but they're able to survive it. So why are we not surviving?
So then is it not right for the minority to be calling for a probe into the activities?
It is not right.
As far as you are concerned,
yes,
the task force is even made up of the wrong people. Because Deputy Chief of Staff Standogbe is in there, so he's the chair of the committee. And you are saying that even the people who make up the task force, they are not the right people.
But did you need that committee? Let me tell you, I'm saying that already the country has Ministry of Works and Housing. We have the Environment, Science and Technology. We even have out to the point that we have climate minister. You know, we have a minister for climate in this country. We have the assemblies, local government already functioning. So they know their role that they are supposed to play. That container that was allowed to be placed on the waterway, why do you need a committee to clear it?
So we didn't need the task force?
Yeah, no, we didn't need it.
All right. Let me bring Alfred in. What's your concern with the task force specifically?
I'm just worried about the contradictions that some of our words, our speech, our actions and inactions portray us to be. Because when you tell me that you can't do anything about flooding, and down the line you tell me that it is a technical or whatever problem, then I ask you that, did you really listen to what you said from the beginning?
Yeah, not making any point.
You see, you tell me that why should the minority even talk about the committee that has been formed?
The task force.
The task force,
okay,
which is a committee. You criticize the minority for even asking questions or probing into what work they have really done. You come without knowing the background of any of those in the task force, run them down. And then when you finish, you tell me that, oh, the fishermen who haven't got any competence in NADMO should be given the chance to go and work at NADMO because they could swim through the water and go and save
He said
people.
give them further training.
You see, he was not even
to work in NADMO.
What is NADMO?
To work in NADMO. Why is NADMO only about flood disaster? Is it about only flood disaster?
But it's a disaster management.
So when there is fire, then we go and look for those who can walk through the fire and give them further training for them to go and walk through the fire and save people. I mean, come on, let's be serious. Let me come back to the topic.
Goodness.
Yes, it will be your
Alfred,
goodness.
what's wrong
My
is
goodness.
because we're clearly seeing these young men who by themselves are
Bella,
even
you are not
complaining.
getting-
I
you are not
understand
getting
you,
what
but
I
they're
mean.
already
So if you
complaining their
understand me, let me
jobless.
go on.
No, hold on. I just want you to, expatiate on this
Yeah.
properly. So they're
Which
young
one? The
men.
fishermen?
Well, there are young men
The
who have
fishermen who should
jumped
be
into
given further
flood
training.
waters to save people at a time when they were saying that even the authorities who were supposed to do the work couldn't come on time. And if they had not stepped in, these people would have been washed away.
Yes, which I agree
And
with
so
them
if
that
Solomon
they've
is
done
saying that for
He
such
has done well.
people, maybe they
He
should be
said the
given
fishermen.
further training.
He said the fishermen.
He says
That's the
give them
word he
further
used.
training.
He said fishermen.
He wasn't listening, so
And
you
that
can
is
let him go
why
on.
I have an issue with him. And that wasn't the only thing. When I talk about the committees and things he's talking about, you sit down and you can laugh about it, but the public will judge. They are the best judge. Let me come back to the topic. You see, oh yes, I don't want to use Solo. I just want him to see that he should. No, I haven't started. He said we shouldn't do politics with it. I'll read a piece here. John Mahama made a claim on September 2nd, 2024, whilst on a tour in Kintampo North, Bono East region. He told the crowd that Nanado's bad governance was to blame for the drought and the disrupted rainfall. That is not politics. Solo did not say anything about it, but he sees everything wrong when you form a committee and we talk about it. That give us the report of a committee 1 year, 3 months down the line. That when they were going round, what did they envisage? What did they see? What was their report about? What did they tell us to do to prevent these occurrences?
Before you carry on, I'm trying to connect your earlier submission about
He said
the
we shouldn't
president
do politics
blaming
about the whole thing. But I'm giving him an example where a candidate went out and said that the rains were not coming because of someone's bad governance. That one is not politics.
Hold on.
That one is not politics.
And drought.
Yes, and drought. That one is not politics.
Okay.
But when rain falls and people are complaining about it and asking for reports about committee that they use the government taxpayers' money to pay them and form, he says, hey, that's why we shouldn't do politics with it. You see, the double standards and the double ideology people in this country, I wonder. I seriously wonder. Now, I'll tell you something. When we were in power, maybe he didn't do his homework well. Assenso, in his budget of 2025, page 99, let me read what he said. Government pursued drainage improvement works under the 2020, 2023, and 2024 National Flood Control Program to mitigate the disaster risk associated with flooding in various parts of the country, while minimizing the economic losses that are associated with the floods. These works resulted in the construction of 46.97 kilometers of drainage, as well as the stilton and excavation of more than 1,000 kilometers of earth drains. The ministry will continue with the implementation of the program, as well as dredge the white water in preparation for the spillage of the Boakye Dam.
This is from where?
This is from Assenso's 2025 budget report, and it's on page 99.
And the meaning of this is?
And you can see it at 589
And what does it mean?
of that page. Item number 589. It tells you that the previous government started something. They started working. You sit down and you condemn them, and when those people came, what did they do, and blah, blah, blah. We started putting measures in place to make sure that some of these disasters can be mitigated. You are saying that, oh, floods, you can't do anything about it. You can do something about floods. It's the rains that you cannot do anything about, but you can do something about floods if you put measures in place to make sure that it will check them. Yesterday, when your station was playing, one of the guys who was, in fact, this morning, I was listening to him, said, listen, all these drainages that they were doing here, that they started and has not been continued, are spots now. And they'll have to start all over again because they are broken. The amount of water that was going on or passing through that place destroyed most of their bridges, their drainages, and everything. It's because there was no continuum. You can go and check. The garage money is there. Some has been spent doing all these drainages.
40% of it spent?
About 30 something. Almost 40, yes. And there is still over 60% there that should finish their work. We have up to end of next year to finish this work.
So that 40% that was spent, can you break down exactly what it was able to do for us?
I've given you some of the things that the minister... Please, you are not on floor. I've given you some of the things that the minister himself said that was done.
So that's what the 40% was spent on.
It's not all.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you. If you have further details.
Later on, I'll give you the further details. I have further details there that I can give to you. I can give you some of the things that were done. Some of the storm drainages, some of the excavations that were done, the dredging of the lagoons and everything. We prepare ahead of time.
Yeah, but if you had those details, it would help us to further understand.
Yes, and I said I can get it for you.
Okay.
If I stop now to do that, unless you want to go and come back to me. Because
well,
I haven't finished my submission.
Okay.
Yes, I need to get it for my
them to send it.
Okay.
I don't need to wait for someone. I have it on my phone, but I have to go through.
No worries, you make your point.
Thank you very much. So, Bella, all these things that you are talking about, we formed a committee, I think 3 months when we came into power. What were they supposed to do? They should go across the country, assess places that have the, what do you call it, the area of flooding, the likelihood of flooding and everything. See what measures you can put in place to make sure that it doesn't happen. Yeah. The moment they finished, at that time they had dissolved the sanitation ministry, and I don't know where the people who were working there, whether they were sent to the works ministry or they were sent to the local government. However, after they did this thing, then they dissolved they continued working with the Zoom Lion, which was looking at making sure that they sweep the streets, they clear the drainages, they clear the gutters and all those things. They gave the work back to the assembly people to do. Fair enough. When you go around, I don't seriously see the assembly people working on most of these, cleaning up the drainages and all these things. The track alone, one track alone, the refuse collection track, that Zoom Lion uses, is about 120,000 euros. I don't think any assembly can quickly afford that. So when you are putting some of these measures in place, you make sure that once you are cancelling such a contract, you have other alternatives that can quickly do the work for you. You don't leave a gap that will create a gutters to be choked, because you said the same discipline. In fact, when you went to London and you met the people there, the thing is that it's not about technical know-how or anything. It's a pure indiscipline problem, which I agree to some extent. And I say to some extent because it's not only indiscipline by, the citizens, but indiscipline too by government. Because if all this cleaning, drainages and everything, we don't do it ahead of time, before June, where we know that May, June, the rains are starting, then we are indisciplined ourselves to do the right thing before time. Secondly, after this disaster, we realized that the president flew again in a chopper, like Stan Grobe did, landed and said that, oh, it's not indiscipline, but it's a technical thing. We have to get all our people on board and everything to come and do the necessary.
He rather said it's an attitudinal problem. Is that not what he said?
The key thing he used, the key word he used, can play it, is that they need the technical people to come and work on the various jobs that needs to be done for these things, these drainages to be okay, to be functional. He said that. Check it and see. That was the key word he used. And that is what I took from. So it tells you that there is a give and take here. You have been put in place to make sure that these disasters don't happen. You work ahead of time. If your DCs, MMDCs are not working, take them out. Get new people who are ready to work. Because we are not ready to have disasters, then we'll come and say sorry to the people. We are not ready.
Alfred, but do you believe that if, with all the money that your government received, if you had really done the work you were supposed to do,
if you receive money, doesn't mean that
months,
within a short time you should just be spending the money. It takes steps to do that, because you are using it for a work. The person has started a drain. After that, you come and
we ain't some who team cause or channel so I'm not so jim. That's an so bad in the Asia.